Hey traders, Mike Sir here. Welcome back to part 3 of the 3-part video series where I teach you how to make money in the Forex market. In part 1, I introduced you to the world of Forex trading and taught you the Forex trading basics. Also, I talked about the benefits and risks of trading currencies. In part 2, I shared with you a few simple trading strategies that I use exclusively to make money in the Forex markets. Now, if you haven't watched part 1 or part 2 yet, please watch those 2 videos first. In part 3, I'm going to give you a live demonstration of the trading platform that I use and also show you how to trade in unstable market environments. So let's get started. The most popular electronic trading platform that many Forex traders utilize is MetaTrader. Now, it's developed by MetaQuote Software in 2005, and its software is licensed to Forex brokers like ACAP Partners, who is a sponsor of this video series. Now, ACAP provides 2 versions of the software, MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5, to their clients. Now, for the purposes of demonstrating the trading platform, I will use MetaTrader 5, or commonly referred to as MT5, as it's the newest version. So just go to the website acap.com and select either a web-based version or Windows or Mac OS, or if you're trading on your phone, you can download the Android or iOS version. Now, once you downloaded MT5 onto your phone or computer, you'll see the screen, and what I'll do is show you a few things to customize your MT5 trading platform. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm utilizing the Windows MT5 version. So the first thing that I do is to customize the charts. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to use just one chart. So I'll show you how to customize it. Okay, so all you need to do is just right click, and then what you do is you go to properties, and let's just say that I don't really like these green colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the colors of the candlesticks. So for the bar down, I'm going to select red. Bull candle, I'm going to select green. And then bear candle, I'm going to select red. Okay, there you go. Now, I also don't like this grid, so I'm going to get rid of the grid. So you go down here, get grid. Okay. And then you can see that there is some indicators here already. So here you can see the indicator list. Now there's a moving average there already. So let's delete that. And what we can do is I'll show you later how to add more indicators. So you can see here, if you were to move more towards the right here, this is also minimize the chart. And also, if you don't like this black background, you can actually change it. So you can go to properties here, and you can show the different types of schemes. So you can see here, let's do white. Okay, there you go. So if you like white charts. Also, I'm going to show you how to utilize trend lines. So this is where you can draw some horizontal lines or trend line right here. So let's just try to draw a trend line right here. So select this and then draw it across. You can see that. So if you want to add some indicators, all you need to do is go to here, insert, go to indicators, and let's just say that we want to add, let's see, you can add the Ichimoku Kinku Hayo. So this is the preset indicator. There you go. You can add all these type of indicators. The next thing that we're going to do is create a watch list of currency pairs that we're going to trade. So you can see here, this is where the watch list is. So we're going to drag this down here a little bit. And then let's get rid of all these indices here. So what you can do, if you want to get rid of it, just click on it and then just hit delete. Okay, so let's just delete all this. And then let's just add the 7 most popular currency pairs that we typically trade. So here you can see these are 4 of them. So let's add the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. So you can just type in USD CAD. Okay, add, and you just click on here to add. And then the other one is the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. And then you can add the Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. And the last one that is quite popular is the British pound versus the Japanese yen. There you go. And again, there's so much other currency pairs. All you need to do is just click on here and then just type in the currency pair that you want to trade. So now that we have a watch list of the currency pairs that we want to trade, I want to show you how to put in a trade order. So for example, we have here, this is the euro versus the US dollar. You can essentially put an order right on the chart. All you need to do is just right click and then you go to trading, okay, and then you select new order. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about a few different types of order types. So first of all, in terms of the market execution basically is an order where, let's just say, for example, if you were to trade one lot, you can basically click right away. If you click buy here, it will execute basically at this price here. If you click sell by market, it will sell right here at that price. Now let's just assume that we want to put in a pending order. Okay, so the pending order is, there is quite a number of different order types. So let me share with you the different order types. So for a buy limit order, if the price is, let's just say right here, right now, and you're looking to buy here below this, you would put a buy limit order. Now for sell limit order, sell limit is when you sell. If the price is right here and you're looking to sell here, you would put a sell limit order. Now if you want to put a buy stop order, a buy stop order is, let's just say for example, the price is right here right now, but you want to buy it, let's just say at this price around right here. So you would put a buy stop order, meaning that when the price goes up and triggers this level, then it will execute the order. For a sell stop is where, for example, the price is right here and you're looking to sell once it breaks, let's just say this support line, you put a sell stop right here, right below here. Now the buy stop limit is very, very similar to the buy stop order. The only difference is that if, for example, the price suddenly just shoots up, then what it will do is you can allow it to trade in a certain range. So let's just say, for example, we select buy stop limit. So you can select a price that you want to execute at. So let's just say, for example, I'm just going to give an example here. So let's just say you put a buy stop limit order right here. So this would be the price right here that you enter in the price here. The stop limit order price is where, like I said again, if the price suddenly jumped up, you provide a limit on how high the price can go. So you limit the price that you're going to get executed at. Because sometimes if the currency markets are very volatile, and let's just say it jumps past this price level and goes up here and you get executed here, this stop limit price will limit the price that you would get in that. So it's more of a protection. And the sell stop limit is basically the same as the sell stop. So again, it's the same difference here. So let's just say, for example, you were to put a sell stop limit right here. So you put the price right here, and then the stop limit price is where you would limit. Let me just delete this. So you would limit that you would sell the price no lower than this price here. So the stop limit price will be here. So the difference really is in terms of the buy or sell stop limit price versus the buy stop and sell stop. The difference is you control the range that the buy price is executed at or the sell price is executed at. Okay, the volume here basically is the lot size. So if you are trading a standard account, one lot will be equal to 100,000 units. This would be your entry price. And said again, this is your stop limit price. your stop loss price. Okay, this is where you protect yourself if the price doesn't go in your favor, then you execute that at. And also this is your take profit price, right? Where you plan to take your profits. Now here, the GTC stands for good till close, meaning that this order will be valid until the order has been executed, or you can specify that the order can expire today or can expire on a specific date. So let's just say if you specified a certain date, if the trade doesn't execute, then it will expire upon a predetermined date that you select. Now there's a lot of other features on the MT5 platform, but these are the major components that I customize on the MT5 trading platform. Before I show you a live Forex trading example, I want to let you know that this video is sponsored by 8Cap Partners. They are a regulated Forex broker with licenses across multiple jurisdictions, so you can feel protected as a client. Also, 8Cap is an award-winning broker with multiple awards for customer service, educational support, and trading experience. In addition to Forex trading, you can trade CFDs on indices, commodities, company shares, and more than 300 cryptocurrencies on their platform. Lastly, one thing that's important to me in choosing a Forex broker is customer reviews. 8Cap has 4.5 star reviews on Trustpilot, as well as 4.6 star reviews on Google. They're currently offering a special promotion for my viewers only, so if you sign up for an account today, you'll receive a 20% initial deposit bonus. Please click on the link in the description box below to sign up for an account and start trading today. Okay, back to the video. As I mentioned in both part 1 and part 2 of this video series, I prefer to trade the Forex market when there is a stable financial market. Has the two trading strategies that I taught you in part 1 work extremely well in this type of market environment. But as I'm recording this video on April 24th, 2022, we are in the middle of a war between Russia and Ukraine. As well, a few days ago, the financial markets experienced a big drop that we haven't seen since 2020. In addition, the US Federal Reserve has indicated that they intend to be aggressive with interest rate hikes. So you can see that this is not the most stable type of financial market conditions that we want to trade in and utilize the two trading strategies that I taught you. So we have two options. One is to not trade in these type of volatile market conditions and wait for the financial markets to stabilize. And sometimes this is the best option because we won't lose money and is perfect for those who don't like trading wild and volatile markets. Now the second option is for me to teach you how to trade volatile and trending markets in the currency pairs and what things to look for. And this is what I'll discuss next. As I discussed in part 2 of this video series, currency prices generally tend to move in a directionless or sideways manner the majority of the time. But when there are fundamental catalysts like war, US Fed or ECB policies, or economic indicators present, then this causes investors to feel either greed or fear. And this is when currency prices can reflect a risk-on type of environment where investors are feeling great and looking to take risks for a higher return, or currency prices reflect a risk-off type of market environment where investors are fearful and looking to take a more defensive approach. So let me explain. In a risk-on environment, the sentiment amongst traders and investors are very positive, and you will notice that prices of riskier assets, such as stocks and commodities, will rise in value. The simple reason is due to economic growth. Company stocks will do well, and there will be a high demand for commodities such as oil and copper. Specifically in the Forex market, commodity currencies such as the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, and Canadian dollar will appreciate in value because these three countries have large amounts of commodity reserves. Now, these three currencies are highly correlated to changes in commodity prices since the countries produce and export various commodities. Now, in times of optimism and a strong stock market environment, especially after the peak of the COVID pandemic in March 2020 till the end of 2021, It was best to focus on 3 currency pairs and buy the following currency pairs: the Australian dollar versus the US dollar, the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar, and due to the strength of the Canadian dollar, it was profitable to sell the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. However, in a risk-off environment where the world seems like it's coming to an end due to war or pandemic, or there's a lot of uncertainty due to fundamental catalysts such as an economic slowdown that leads to a stock market crash, traders and investors have a more cautious approach. They sell high-risk assets such as stocks and commodities and prefer to hide their money in what we refer to as safe haven currencies, which are expected to retain or increase in value. Now, the US dollar, Japanese yen, and Swiss franc are 3 currencies that are considered safe haven currencies and will generally rise in value. Now, let me explain the reasons why. In times of global crisis, many foreign investors may look to buy US Treasuries that are considered to be a very safe investment, because all US Treasuries are backed by the US government. But in order to buy them, these foreign investors need US dollars, and this will drive a demand for the US dollar. In addition, because the USA is considered the strongest country in the world, holding US dollars are considered a safe and stable asset. The Swiss franc is another currency that is considered as a safe haven currency due to its political stability, strong fiscal and monetary policy, and steady economy relative to other countries in times of crisis. So, for example, if there is a market turmoil in Europe, many investors will flee to the perceived safety of the Swiss franc relative to the euro. Lastly, some traders consider the Japanese yen as a safe haven currency, while some are puzzled that a country like Japan will be able to attract capital to their country in times of uncertainty. Now, I'm not going to debate this question in this video, but what I will say is that whenever we see weakness in the US dollar due to weak US economic data or news, investors typically will flock to the Japanese yen. So in times of investor fear and a weak stock market environment, which we have been in since the beginning of 2022, it's probably best to focus on the 3 currency pairs and sell the following currency pairs: the euro versus the US dollar, the British pound versus the US dollar, euro versus the Swiss franc. You can clearly see that these 3 currency pairs have done poorly and may continue to go lower in this current uncertain market environment. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this 3-part video series of how to make money in the Forex markets. For those who want to learn more, I will be launching a comprehensive Forex training program in the next month or so stay tuned. Now, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you'll be alerted when the training program is available. I'll see you all in the next video.